March 2026, thousands of Microsoft 365 accounts are being silently hijacked. The victims, they have no idea. Their passwords are strong. Their multi-factor authentication is turned on. They did everything right. And yet someone else is reading their emails, accessing their files, and impersonating them to their colleagues. This is not a hypothetical scenario. This is happening right now, and the method behind it is so sophisticated, so terrifyingly elegant, that even the most security-conscious users are falling victim. Welcome to the new era of phishing, one where your security codes mean absolutely nothing. Let's talk about what we know. Microsoft 365, formerly Office 365, is the backbone of modern business communication. Over 345 million users worldwide rely on it every single day. Emails, documents, spreadsheets, video calls, it all runs through Microsoft 365, and that makes it the single most valuable target for cybercriminals on the planet. Phishing attacks against Microsoft 365 are nothing new. For years, attackers have sent fake login pages, deceptive emails, and fraudulent alerts designed to steal usernames and passwords. But security teams adapted. They rolled out multi-factor authentication, or MFA, as a powerful second line of defense. Even if an attacker stole your password, they couldn't get in without that second code sent to your phone or generated by an authenticator app. For a while it worked. MFA became the gold standard of account security. Organizations breathed a sigh of relief. The war, it seemed, was being won. But the attackers were watching, learning, evolving, and what they developed next changed everything. Here is how the attack works, and pay close attention because the ingenuity of this method is what makes it so dangerous. It is called an adversary in the middle attack, or AITM for short. The attacker does not try to guess your password. They do not try to brute force your MFA code. Instead, they position themselves invisibly between you and the real Microsoft login page. It begins with a phishing email. It looks legitimate, maybe a notification about a shared document, a security alert, or a message from IT. You click the link, and here is where everything changes. The page you land on looks exactly like the Microsoft 365 login. Every pixel, every color, every font is identical. But it is not Microsoft's page. It is a proxy, a mirror, controlled entirely by the attacker. When you type your username and password, the proxy forwards them to the real Microsoft server in real time. Microsoft sends back a request for your MFA code. The proxy passes that request to you. You enter your code thinking everything is normal. The proxy captures that code and forwards it to Microsoft. Microsoft validates everything and issues a session token, a digital key that proves you are authenticated. But here is the devastating part. That session token does not go to you. It goes to the attacker. With that single token, the attacker now has full access to your account. No password needed, no MFA code needed, just a stolen session token that bypasses every security measure you had in place. Now let that sink in for a moment. You did everything right. You used a strong password, you enabled multi-factor authentication, you entered your code when prompted, and none of it mattered. The attacker walked right through your defenses as if they did not exist. This is why security experts are calling this a paradigm shift. MFA was supposed to be the answer. It was the recommendation of every cybersecurity professional, every IT department, every government agency. Turn on MFA and you are safe. That was the promise. But adversary in the middle attacks shatter that promise entirely. They do not break MFA, they do not crack the code, they simply go around it, intercepting the session token that MFA is designed to protect. It is like having the most advanced lock on your front door, only to have someone steal the key the moment it is made. So, who is being targeted? The answer is more alarming than you might think. Initially, these attacks focused on high-value corporate targets. Executives, finance departments, IT administrators, anyone with access to sensitive systems and large sums of money. A single compromised executive account can lead to wire fraud, data exfiltration, and complete network compromise. But the scope has expanded dramatically. Now, small businesses are being targeted. Healthcare organizations, educational institutions, government agencies, non-profit organizations. If you use Microsoft 365, you are a potential victim, And it gets worse. Once an attacker compromises one account, they use it to launch attacks against that person's contacts. A phishing email from your boss's actual email address is infinitely more convincing than one from a stranger. This creates a chain reaction, a cascading wave of compromised accounts spreading through entire organizations. Some campaigns have compromised thousands of accounts in a matter of days. The attackers operate at scale, using automated phishing kits that can be purchased on dark web marketplaces for as little as a few $100s. The aftermath of these attacks is devastating. Consider what a compromised Microsoft 365 account contains: years of email correspondence, confidential business documents, financial records, customer data, strategic plans, personal information, all of it suddenly in the hands of a criminal. Attackers use this access to set up email forwarding rules, silently copying every incoming message to an external address. They modify mailbox rules to hide their activity. They send fraudulent invoices from legitimate accounts. They initiate wire transfers. They exfiltrate intellectual property. One organization reported losing over $2 million in a single incident. Another discovered that attackers had been silently monitoring their email for 3 months before making their move. 3 months of reading every email, learning every relationship, understanding every process, all before launching a precisely targeted financial fraud. The damage extends beyond money. Regulatory penalties, legal liability, reputational harm, and the erosion of trust between partners and clients. For some organizations, recovery takes months. For others, the damage is permanent. But here's the turning point. Here's how you fight back. The first and most critical step is adopting phishing-resistant multi-factor authentication. Traditional MFA, the kind that sends a code to your phone, is vulnerable to these attacks, but newer methods are not. FIDO2 security keys, like YubiKeys, use cryptographic authentication that is physically tied to the legitimate website. An adversary in the middle proxy cannot intercept or replay this authentication because the key verifies the actual domain it is communicating with. Windows Hello for Business and passkeys offer similar protection. These methods verify the identity of both the user and the server, making man-in-the-middle interception mathematically impossible. Second, implement conditional access policies. Require that logins only occur from managed devices, specific geographic locations, or compliant networks. If an attacker tries to use a stolen session token from an unrecognized device or location, the login is blocked automatically. Third, enable continuous access evaluation. This feature allows Microsoft 365 to revoke session tokens in near real time if suspicious activity is detected. Even if an attacker steals a token, its lifespan is dramatically shortened. Fourth, and this cannot be overstated, invest in user awareness training. Teach every person in your organization to recognize phishing attempts. Simulated phishing exercises, regular security briefings, and a culture that encourages reporting suspicious messages are your human firewall. Finally, deploy advanced threat protection. Microsoft Defender for Office 365, combined with security information and event management tools, can detect and respond to these attacks in real time. Monitor for impossible travel alerts, unusual mail flow rules, and anomalous login patterns. The threat is real. It is here. And it is growing every day. But you are not powerless. The tools to defend yourself exist. The knowledge to recognize these attacks is in your hands right now. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you wait until your organization becomes the next victim? Or will you act today, right now, to close the gaps in your defenses before it is too late? The attackers are not waiting. Neither should you. If you found this information useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. This is Breach Therapy from Hacks and Heroes.